Hey, this is Dr. Mort Orman, and I'm back in Baltimore now after spending last week in warm, sunny Arizona. And I'm back home, and I'm actually standing in front of the burned out remnants of the Sparks Elementary School here in Baltimore County, which is where my daughter went to school for the first time. And unfortunately, there was a fire that took place, and the school is no longer functional, and it was one of the oldest schools in the Maryland area at the time. Anyhow, the idea of a school made me think about how that's one of the places where we start to get beliefs instilled in us when we're very young. Obviously, there are lots of other places where beliefs get instilled, but schools are certainly one of the great places. And oftentimes, as we grow up and go through life, these beliefs come back and tend to cause us, certain ones tend to cause us stress in our lives. And our beliefs can also keep us from getting free of stress once we end up having some of it. So, one of the things I frequently like to talk about is how people can become, actually, in today's high stress world, how you can still become a low stress person. And one of the interesting things when I start talking to people about this is immediately it triggers a belief that they have that this isn't really possible. Where they got that belief from, I'm not sure, but it's certainly prevalent in our society. And people think it's unrealistic to expect that we can do very much about the stress that we experience, particularly, in our fast-paced world today with all the modern stresses and stressors that we experience. But I've found that's actually quite the opposite. That if you know how to approach stress correctly, and if you have the right framework for thinking about it and dealing with it, there's a heck of a lot you can do today to really reduce the amount of stress in your life. And that's what I like helping people do. And I just want you to think about, do you have that belief? Are you saddled with that belief that's limiting you and keeping you from exploring new possibilities for dealing with stress? And that's why I chose the school as the backdrop for today's video, and just to remind us that we get these beliefs instilled in us, and they can be very self-limiting and very damaging. So talk to you later.